Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let me get my paperwork here. So how are we today? Everybody have a nice Thanksgiving?
Yeah, relax.
Good.
No more schools.
No more excuses, is that what you said? Okay.
No Zoom.
No Zoom, oh. Yeah, not until today. Huh. Let me get a
How was
roll.
yours, Miss Janie?
It was great. Ate a lot of food. All right, let me see what we got. You saw, okay, Megan's in here. There we go. Okay. Okay, she's not in here yet. All right. Jasmine, Priscilla, Stephanie, Danielle, Megan. Avery in here yet? Nope. Okay. How about Catalina? Nope. You got Diana. Okay. Well, stuffy again. I'll turn the heat on. Okay. Let me see here. I want to let a couple of people know when you don't finish all of the work, okay, I can't give you 6 hours. If you just show me like certain pages, because I had to go back this week and go over what wasn't in the Zoom or was on actually on the zip, and there wasn't all the pages for some of you. So I just want to let you know that you've got to do all of them, otherwise I give you half credit. Okay? So if I assign a bunch of things on there, you got to have all those things actually set as a picture and not just part of them and then just say, oh, I did it. Okay, just an FYI. I hate giving up bad news right at the beginning. I really do. Megan, I need to see your pretty face, honey.
Sorry, Miss Janie, I'm driving. I'm almost home.
Okay.
Miss Janie, really quick,
Uh-huh.
I needed to know how much was the money order for again for state board?
You're gonna have to do 124, I think, because we're not doing a pre-app on it. So it's 124.
Okay, and then who do I make the money order out to?
The Board of Barbering and Cosmetology.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Okay. I will get back to you today and Jasmine today and Danielle on hours. Okay. Because I've actually put them on there. I just haven't calculated them straight across on your time card yet. That's after this
Okay.
class. All right. So I can give you a heads up on what where your hours are. And I'll be pulling your files today. So if you haven't gotten your grad plan in there and your resume, please do that. Okay, so that I can pull that into your grad file. Okay, just an FYI. And those of you that haven't finished it yet, you should be doing it too. Okay. Everybody okay with that one? Okay, and make sure that your resume has in the objective seeking a position in the aesthetic field, excuse me. Okay, and then you're going to list the school and your education and any other jobs that you have, but that's basically what you're going to be doing. Okay, give me 1 second, ladies. Here we go, sorry. I'm getting guys plugged in. I got a couple minutes here. We should be at the last end of chapter 6, right, for the equipment. Is that not right? Yes? No? Maybe? We should be on page, let me just check here. 186, so no, 189, I think, 88. Right, 188, your study guide. Okay, just before you, oh, Avery's in the room here. Okay, just in case you guys want to know what's going on. So far, we're still in the range where you can come to school. Okay, if it isn't, Okay, if it isn't, and they finally shut us down again, okay, we'll go back to the TDE, so don't panic, okay? We'll get you through this no matter what. But you know, you don't know what he's doing. He's acting kind of crazy right now.
If we go back, does that mean I still can't do it because I'm over my 300?
Yeah, you can still go over it because you did some of it already here.
Okay,
So
so
you
I
can
can
still
come
finish it.
back online,
Oh.
just only?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what we have to do. Yeah, to get you to graduate, that's what we'll end up doing. I
okay,
think the only thing is that I have to test you out. Okay, so what I'm
Right.
gonna do, okay, when we come back on Thursday, when we do our regular your test out, you know, when we practice our skateboard, I'm gonna do Steph and you and Jasmine, okay, completely that's your final, okay, on the practical part of it,
okay.
okay? So just know that, and everyone else, try to not talk through this one because this one is gonna be their grade just in case we have to shut down. Okay? All right. Make
Miss
sure you have
Janie, if we do shut down, is it just gonna be Zoom every day?
pretty much, yeah.
So then it'll be just like how it is, like 2 hours on Zoom and then we get homework every day?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because that's what we did before. We gave them the 2
Okay.
hours of theory. Yeah, 2 hours of theory, and then we gave you an assignment for the rest of the day. I don't like doing that.
But is
because Go ahead.
Is there like a chance of like how like some people like couldn't come back to school and finish and their graduation date was pushed back like super far? Like, is that gonna happen to us?
No, it's not gonna push your graduation date back. If you're coming to school, you'll still get the same amount of
Okay.
time. You know what I mean? So if they decide that, that.
Yeah, but I mean like the people who haven't been able to like come back.
We mean not being able to come back. What are you talking about?
Like how you said there's still students that are like waiting to be able to come back to school.
Oh, don't worry about them. Okay, don't worry about them because they're
Oh.
not even doing the TDE right now. So they're like on a major long hold right now. Okay,
Okay.
so as you guys graduate out, they'll have the opportunity to come back into the class to finish if they want. Okay, before they enroll somebody else. And if they don't want it, then we enroll somebody else. So
Miss Jeannie,
keeping fingers crossed, we're not going to do this. What's up, Jasmine?
so what about the things we still haven't done, like the chemical peels or the spray tanning or any of those things like that?
Okay, so we're gonna try and get those done this week so that you can actually see them, okay, before he shuts us down, if he shuts us down. If he doesn't shut us down, we'll just get through as many as we can right up to that point, okay?
Okay, I
We
haven't
have 3 days
exfoliated
left
in a
here.
few days, so I can volunteer for a chemical peel, okay?
Okay, as long as you haven't been doing anything, okay? All right, now here's the next thing too. Write down what you want to see, like ASAP, and make sure you give me that list today on your homework, one of your homework assignments, okay? You're gonna tell me what you need to see that you haven't seen, okay, as far as a demo, okay? So yours would
What
be the
about the
PO,
extra classes?
huh?
What about the extra classes?
They haven't set them up yet. So as long as we stay open, we can do an extra class. Okay,
But like if you graduate and we haven't been able to do it, can you pay for it and still do it?
yes, and as soon as it gets opened up again, then we'll just give you the notice and say, come on back. But yes, you can. It's not gonna be like you can't get that price for it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they say that you're going to have as far as your prices, then that's what it's gonna be. And you can, if it gets shut down before you graduate, then they'll just let you know, notify you when we're gonna do that class, okay? It holds it right there. But I think if I have enough of you at one time, then the class will be pretty close, but it'll have to be when we're still open. You know what I mean? So I can get another head count on who was gonna do the makeup class and who was gonna do the lash class. All right, so who wanted to do the makeup one that I was talking about? Jasmine? Okay. Are you interested in buying a kit?
How much is the kit for?
Remember, this is the Motives makeup where you actually customize it for your clients. So it's an additional class.
Okay, yeah, I'll I'll pay for the kit and
Okay,
stuff.
because it's like about $2,000, okay, and then the class is like a little bit more, yeah. But you have all of that stuff to make everybody's makeup.
Okay.
Like you have all of the stickers, you have, you know, the bottles to put it in, you have all of the product that you need to put in there to customize it for your client. And then the sheets that actually tell you what to put in there, like 1 drop of this or 2 drops of that, depending on how they answer that sheet I showed you. It's very simple once you go through the sheet. Okay, and then if it's still not right, like they take it home and say it's not working like they wanted it, something else is missing, you can add to it later. Okay, so it works really nice, but you have to look at it as residual income for you as an esthetician, because why not come to you for that $40, $50 makeup kit that she's going to buy at the mall anyways, you know? And this one's customized just for her.
Can we do
So-
payments on it or no?
I don't know. We'd have to talk to them about that, but I'm not sure. Do you know what I'm saying? I have to get enough people in there that are interested. And no one else besides her and Angela. Angela, you wanted to do it too? Okay, and Diana? Okay, so I got Diana, Angela, Jasmine,
And me, Miss
Anybody else?
Janie.
and who, and Megan? Okay. All right, and then, because there's like, I think there's 2 classes for that, you know, for that makeup thing. Because I remember taking 2 of them myself, so there's 2 of them. And once you get your kit, you don't have to pay for that part of it next time, because when they do these classes, if somebody doesn't want to buy the kit, you pay for the product that you're using that day. You know what I'm saying? But if you have your kit, you don't have to pay that extra charge because you already paid for the whole kit. Do you see what I'm saying? There's like a service charge for it. And if you don't purchase the kit, then the supplies that you use that day for that class, they charge you for. You see what I'm saying? Okay. All right. How about the lash class? Okay. All right. Diana, you want to take that one too?
Miss
Okay.
Jenny,
Mhm.
this
Yes.
different what we like what you teach us, this different
Yes,
things.
it is different. Yes, this is an extension class.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's put my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an extra charge, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's not
You know,
enrolled-
like
okay, it's not enrolled.
for
It's not in your
everything.
kit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's no, honey. This one's an additional charge. It's a class that's outside of your course. So
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
included in your course.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I got Yusara, Angela, Jasmine, Megan, Danielle, okay. You're not into this one, Jasmine, huh? She's like, no way. She's like, that's what I said. I go, she's like, no way.
When you had us doing the temporary ones like
Uh-huh.
a couple weeks ago, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't.
Now I can see, let's see, I can see Danielle doing it because she enjoyed doing all that, okay? But if it's not something that you enjoy doing when you're putting on just those ones we do in class, then it's not for you because it really is kind of tedious.
I was ready to just like
Get it over
burn
with, huh?
my like,
I can't
no.
either. My eyes can't see like that. It's good money, but I mean, it's tedious.
Like I could,
So, okay.
like I could see, but I'm not gonna sit there for hours on end. And then
Right?
somebody comes in telling me they messed up their eyelashes, and I'm
Okay,
like,
I can't even look on my phone to read like Facebook or something more than an hour because my eyes start to go like this, and I'm like, I can't. Even with my glasses on, my eyes start to blur, and I'm like, what's going on? So I would never been able to do eyes. Okay, so Diana, Yusara, Megan, anybody else that I didn't get on this one?
Miss Janie, was the makeup one that you're talking about, like the airbrushing?
No. It's actually the motives makeup, the customization. Okay, look, that's what I was talking about earlier. It's looking at your residual income. Okay, so let's say your client's coming to you and getting services, okay, but she's also buying makeup from you. So even if you stop doing it and you have your salon there and she's buying makeup from you, you're still making money, you know, because she might come back to you every month or every 2 months to get her foundation or her blush or whatever it is, okay, or you customize for it. So you have to look at it as like it's a residual income that's constantly coming in. You see
So
what I'm
there's
saying?
that class, the eyelash class, and the airbrushing class.
Yes, Yes, there is. And the customized makeup can be done with airbrushing. Okay. Do
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Meaning that the makeup, when you get it and you customize it, you can make it for her airbrushing machine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have I got everybody? I think in there. So part of your homework tonight is to find out what I'm going to say the 4 most things that you want to see immediately. Okay. That we haven't covered. All right. Sorry, how you're coming on those manipulations?
Oh, good. You see me in Thursday, okay?
Yeah, but I want to know how you have to keep practicing, otherwise you forget it.
Yeah,
between
yeah. I
Thursday
do
and
for my
Friday.
husband, for my daughter.
And you got massage cream, right? Instead
Yeah,
of
of
lotion.
course. Yeah, yeah. You know this one.
Okay.
What we have? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because that's the one thing you cannot use is lotion, whether it's face lotion or anything, or a moisturizer, because that's meant to be absorbed into
Yeah.
the skin, where a massage medium is to sit on top of the skin. Okay,
Yeah.
to give you that slip and glide for your manipulations. Okay, so I got everyone in here. Who's the last person I let in here? Avery. Okay, where are you, Avery? I see your little face there. Okay. All right. Avery.
Miss Jeannie, can we put on that list, like, if there's something that we've gone over, but we want to, like, do more?
What is it that you want to do more of?
I want to do, like, more eyebrow waxing, because I don't really like body waxing.
Okay.
I want to, like, I haven't gotten to do eyebrows yet, because we haven't had, like, clients. I think I tweezed.
Yeah, but we can do it on each other when we're in here practicing. You know what I mean? But I can go back over it again. Like, bring in your stuff on Thursday, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your wax and your, heater and stuff like that, and we can practice, because that's what we did last week and the week before. When we didn't have anything to do, that's what we were doing, was waxing. Do you remember?
I don't like body waxing. I hate it.
Oh, it's just because you haven't gotten used to doing it, because it's really fast. It's like the fastest type of waxing you can do when you finally get used to it. You cannot do little tiny patches. You literally can't. You're going to have to be able to apply that wax, and it takes practice. Doing the whole front of the leg with one scoop of that spatula, and then removing the whole front of the leg with that one Pellon. And then same thing with the other leg. Then you flip them over, and then you do the back side of it. But it should be done in like one application. As far as you can't do those tiny things. You waste product, wax, you waste Pellon, you waste so much. And when it comes out of your pocket, you're going to go, okay, it's costing too much. I got to learn how to do this the right way. And that's basically what it's called, is speed waxing, when you're doing it like that. Okay, because you can use that same piece of wax or Pellon wax many times, except for on the face, you can't do it. On the face, you're just going to use a single one. The Zoom? The attendance sheet, you mean? Yeah, I haven't put it together, but I will. Okay, just give me, I'm going to be in here until noon. I'll give it to you then. All right, sorry. Okay.
Miss Jenny, I use this one, okay?
Yes, that's good.
Okay.
And then you have to remove it. Otherwise, they'll start to break out if you do, if you leave it on their face and not remove it. Okay, is everybody clear on that? Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, so let me get my other screen up here for you, okay? Okay, and let me know when you guys have this screen. Move it over just a little bit here. There we go. Okay, do you have my screen? The following this lesson, you'll be able to list and explain the functions of various types of electrical equipment that may be used to enhance results of related skincare treatments. Everybody got that on their screen yet?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you did. Okay. All right, so our first piece of equipment is our skin analysis, okay? And we have a couple of them. We have the mag light, which is attached to your, it looks like an 8-in-1 over here to the right. Okay, you have a Woods lamp, and I don't see it on that machine. It's a handheld unit that gives you the same thing as a skin scope, but the skin scope is the one that has a mirror behind it. Okay, so these are the things we use to give a skin analysis. So in your textbook, or your workbook on 188, it says skin analysis equipment. It's used to help determine the best possible course of treatment. So it's used to help determine the best possible course of treatment. Because without it, you're not going to be able to determine what kind of products you're going to use or what kind of service you're going to give her. Okay. So let's go through the MAG first. Okay. All right. All of this is actually going to be filled into your workbook. Okay. It provides light and magnification. Okay. It's going to allow a more effective exam of the skin surface after you cleanse it. It's also used when performing extractions because it's that little barrier beside your glasses that you need in case you are doing those extractions. And then the diopter measures the degree of magnification. So if it says a 3 diopter, okay, it's going to be 30 times the magnification. If it says 5 diopter lens, okay, it's going to be 50 times the magnification. Okay, so there's different strengths of how that magnifier works. Okay. So all of that needs to go in there. And I want you to actually write next to the mag light part, you're going to go AKA loop, LOUPE, because that's what it's called. The mag light or loop. Okay. So if you're filling that in, all of that goes into where it says mag. Layout in your study guide. Is everyone still writing? Okay. Can I turn the page? Thumbs up if I can turn the page with you guys. You still writing, Danielle? No, you're done? Okay. The next one's going to be that Woods lamp. And this is going to be that handheld unit that you can use inside the treatment room. It uses light and magnification, and it highlights various facial skin conditions, okay? The light that it uses is violet, or what they consider a black light, and it'll indicate different conditions of the skin by changing colors, okay? So you can write into your workbook, it uses light and magnification to analyze the skin, and it utilizes the violet or black light to show different conditions. In the handheld unit right here, this one actually has 2 sets of lights, okay? The first light in there is just a regular light, white light. The second one is the black light. So once you turn the black light off, you can actually see the magnification of the skin, just like your loupe that you use. All right, the black light is going to colorize skin conditions to indicate the following. All right, in your workbook, it has blue and white. You're going to write in there normal to healthy skin. Sometimes it feels like the first time you look underneath there, everything looks blue, okay? But after a while, you start to adjust to see these colors. The next one is the bright fluorescent, and this means they have hydrated skin. This legend that we're doing right now is actually on the back of each of the machines. The light violet is going to be dehydrated skin. And if you're trying to decipher between that light violet and that purple, okay, go to the eyes. Okay, because the eyes aren't going to have that much hydration right there. So if you're seeing that same color around the eyes on other parts of the face, that's where it's going to be dehydrated. The purple fluorescent is going to be thin and dehydrated skin. And then your white spots are going to be that horning layer. It's the dead skin cells that need to be removed. Okay, and when we go into the lamp looking at our skin, you guys all notice those little white dots? That was just lint from the towels, okay? They're talking about a real white that lays onto the skin. Sometimes you'll see it on their mouth because the mouth doesn't get exfoliated as much as the rest of the face. The white fluorescent means that it's a thick corneum layer. So it's thicker skin right there, and it's dead skin cells. And then depending on their skin or their nationality, you will either see yellow, pink, or orange. That will indicate the oily areas or clogged pores. Sometimes it looks like blinking lights on their face. The darker the skin, the brighter the lights get on those areas where it's oily. And then the brown spots are going to be your hyperpigmentation, sun damage. Okay. They'll even show freckles. Okay. And what I usually say to people is like, how do you know the difference between that freckle and a hyperpigmentation? Is the hyperpigmentation sometimes doesn't show up when you're looking at them head on. Okay. It may not show up. Sometimes if it's really bad, it will. But the freckles will show up right when you look at their face, but the hyperpigmentation doesn't come on until you look underneath the mag light, and you'll see it, or under the woods lamp, excuse me.
Miss JD, you said that the white spots was dead skin cells, and what was the white fluorescent? I'm sorry.
It's the thick corneum layer. It's dead skin cells, but it's also built up over time. So it's a really heavy dead skin cell buildup. Okay. I'm gonna try to think of something. Elbows kind of look like that right off the bat. The bottom of your heel kind of looks like that sometimes, that thick corneum. That sounds kind of funny, but if you needed to actually see the difference in your skin, you can use the portable unit, which is this one right here, and check those areas on your own body. And if you're seeing that same thing on certain parts of their face, then you know that's where it's coming from. But that's the best place to get a description of it, to actually know what they're talking about. Just use other parts of the body. Okay, there is a caution here. And it says when you're using that light and magnification, that first block is you're going to avoid direct contact with that bulb and skin. Because what happens is those bulbs heat up, whether it's the black light or the white light, they heat up and they're very warm. So you don't want to make sure that you don't get contact with the client's skin. The second bullet is do not allow the bulb to overheat. So once you're finished using it, flip the switch off and unplug it. Don't leave it plugged in and don't leave it on. Okay. When you went into the skin scope, most of you felt that heat coming on there. It got hot real quick in that, that little curtain. And the third one is to ensure that you and your client look away from the light source. I know it sounds kind of crazy, huh? But we just don't want them looking head on. So you might have their eyes looking down or to the other area. Just depends on how you're having your client look at it and how long it takes you to do that skin analysis. So the other option we have, okay, is going to be the skin scope, which is the mirrored image. Okay, we kind of went through these right here. Okay. And we went through these. Sorry about that. I could have flipped those little pages. There we go. Okay. This one actually has a magnifying mirror and light that incorporates that black light. So this means that the client and you can see the same thing at the same time. Whereas the woods lamp, you're only seeing what the damage is. She can't really see it. She's going to have to take your word for it. Okay. But this one allows you and the client to see the work, okay, that needs to be done. So under skin scope, I want you to put AKA skin scanner, okay, because that's another name for it. And then you're going to put in there the magnifying mirror light that incorporates a black light. The second half of that, you have to make sure you put in there that you can see, as well as the client, what's going on with your skin. Most of us have gone through the skin scanner. Who has not seen it besides you? Sarah probably hasn't seen it. Anybody else that haven't not seen it? You haven't seen it, Danielle? Okay, so that's one thing that you should put on your list, okay? All right, this dermoscope. And it's kind of hard to do, let me tell you, it's kind of hard to take that woods lamp in the treatment room because there is no like roof over our treatment rooms. You know what? And you can hear basically, okay, so the lighting comes in there. That's what I'm trying to get at, is it needs to be in a very dark room. I used to use the woods lamp to get my son to clean the bathroom, okay? He'd want to go out and I'd say, okay, clean the bathroom. And he knew that I liked the smell of pine sol, so he'd take that and just wipe the counter down really quick and thought he did his job. Well, I had taken one of the woods lamps and shut off the lights and showed him where the dirt was still stuck to the counter. He's like, whose mother does that? I'm like, yours. Go clean that bathroom. But it does, it will actually show it. And if you need me to do it, I will take you to the laundry room and show you exactly what you can see with that. It's kind of gross and bizarre. All right, so we're gonna go to the next page on 189. This is the cleansing and toning equipment. Okay. This is basically the essential components of any skincare treatment. We have to use that cleansing and toning part, right? So it consists of your facial steamer, the suction machine, the spray machine, and the electric polarizer, which is also known as the Dr. Lucas spray. Okay, so we'll break down each one of these. Okay, is here we go. That facial steamer. Okay, also known as a facial vaporizer. It's going to spray a lukewarm diffused vapor mist onto the skin. And it's used during or following the cleansing and exfoliation treatment. So that's really important, that last part in there, because it depends on what type of treatment you're giving the client. If you're going to be able to do extractions on her, you're probably going to do it at the end of the exfoliation treatment. Okay, because you need that 10 minutes with the steam with the disincrustation solution to soften it up. Okay, so depending on the treatment that you're giving her, it will determine where you're going to be in that treatment when you're using the steam. It's not used throughout the whole thing. Because remember, anything longer than 10 minutes on her face is going to start to dehydrate, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do to the skin. It just pulls it. Think of being in the shower for like a 20-minute hot shower. What happens to your fingers? They wrinkle, they get dehydrated. So if you leave the steamer on too long on a client, what's going to happen is you're going to dehydrate her skin instead of hydrate it. Okay. So underneath your facial steamer, you need to write all three of these bullets in there. So it's AKA facial vaporizer. Okay. It sprays the lukewarm water and mist onto the skin. And it's used during or following the cleansing and exfoliation treatment. So in other words, we're really not using it on the mask treatment. Okay, you guys? It's used for cleansing, exfoliation, or for disincrustation solutions. So the benefits, see if I get those in here. Let me just check something. I'll bring it back up if you need me to. Okay, yeah, okay. You're still writing this stuff in there? Okay. What you want to make sure that you do is if you decide to purchase another steamer or you have another steamer, because a couple of you do at home, okay, make sure you follow the guidelines for that steamer because the ones we gave you here had to be used a different way. Okay, it can't be used with essential oils, okay, and it doesn't even give you the option to actually put it in the filter, okay, because the machine at the very end where the mist comes out, it doesn't have that little bracket that goes on the outside of it. So you need to always check the water, and because if you remove the water from our unit to take it home, you have to do that whole re-season that glass, okay, which means run tap water through it first again. Okay, and then when it gets to the very bottom, it stops, then you fill it up with your distilled water. Okay. You know, so it says check the water level several times a day. Some steamers will allow you to do 2 facials, okay, before it actually shuts off the timer. It'll like give you a break and it'll start squeaking probably at about 10 minutes, but it also gives you enough to do 2 facials. All right, ours only gives us enough to do 1 facial. Then you have to refill it. I'm going to turn the page here. Okay. The benefits of that steamer. Okay, it's going to be to soften the dead skin cells. Okay, soften that sebum, remove the makeup and dirt from the client's face. Right, it's going to expand the pores and increase that product penetration. So it's going to help more thoroughly cleanse that skin. Okay, and it's believed to help eliminate toxins through increased blood circulation and improved cell metabolism. So there are 3 little bullets in there. The first one is expands the pores. Okay. The second one was going to be helps thoroughly cleanse. And then the third one would be to help eliminate toxins, increase blood circulation, and improve your cell metabolism. That's basically what goes into your benefits. Okay. That first one where it says soften dead skin cells, that's actually before your bullets in that little line above it. Can you think of anything else that it might be used for? think I told you what you could use it for on a mask treatment, but there's only one of them that you could use it on. Anybody remember? It takes actually 20 minutes of steam to do this. The collagen masks. Okay, if you use the freeze-dried masks, they have to run with steam, okay, for 20 minutes. So since these are only like 10 minutes, I would have one right behind it that was ready to go, so it didn't lose any steam in between. Okay, and you have to keep it moist. You know the little bottle that I have, the little water bottle with a tilted nozzle on it? That's what you would saturate the mask with to get it a little moist, and then the steamer kind of continues that process. That's the only one that I can use the steam with. Okay, there are precautions. Okay. Your facial steamer should be used sparingly if the client is experiencing any of the following. Okay. The first block on there is sensitive skin. You want to position further from the face. Okay. Do you remember what I told you about how many inches the steamer should be away from a normal client?
Isn't it 10?
It is 16, yes.
15, no?
16, yeah. So that means from the steamer to her face, there should be a minimum of that. So if they have sensitive skin, you want to be able to pull it back farther, okay? You're looking at 18 to 20 inches away, all right? The second one is Cupro skin, which are those dilated capillaries, little fine lines that you feel on your face. Okay, you want to position that steamer again further from the face, all right? The third one's going to be acne or rosacea, okay? Because that acne is really not going to be feeling, it's going to be painful with somebody that has acne with that steam right there. Rosacea, they're already red or have a tendency for redness. Now with that steam being so close, they're going to get even redder. So it's going to be irritating. And a sunburn, that's not going to feel real nice either, no matter what you do to them. I think the only thing I would use on somebody that has a sunburn, because they say don't do anything, is like use the cool mist on it, the Dr. Lucas or something on there, just to help make it feel better. Any skin irritation, that would be your next one. Okay, but if there's open skin, do you continue the service? Yes, no? No. That's what the next one is, the open cuts, abrasions, and sores. Or you can use my acronym, the SIDS, the scrapes, irritation, disease, or scratches, just to help you remember. Okay, so there's a little box next to it where it says the old yellow one, and it says when the steam flows, place 16 inches from the client's face and position it for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, we can go up to like 3 to 5 to 10 minutes on there, depending on what we're doing. Okay, and that 16, remember, you always want to make your steamer having a full steam before you move it over to the client's face. You don't put it on their face before there's steam coming out of that, because when it starts to work, it might spit, and so then it would actually burn the client. You don't want that to happen. So you make sure you have a full steam coming out of there first before you bring it over to the client, and you make sure you remove it with that steam on it before you shut it off from the client. Okay, anybody else? Can you think of one more area that might be sensitive? Anybody? It's a skin type.
Mature skin.
Actually, no, that's really not a type. We're talking about like dry skin. Dry skin is always considered to be sensitive. So you got to watch dry skin also. Okay, that's good. That's a category. I think it is like mature skin, young skin. All right. Your next one's going to be your suction machine. All right. And this is like a little miniature vacuum. Okay. And it's used to do a deep pore cleanse. Okay. We have something else that does a deep pore cleanse. Which machine is that? Anybody remember? Anyone? How about your galvanic? Your galvanic machine works as a deep pore cleanse. Okay. So just want to make sure you're putting this in your head, because if you can't do the galvanic on your client, you can do the suction machine on them. Okay. Because it's a lot easier to loosen that follicle from the outside as opposed to pushing something into that and taking the extraction out. So what's going to go into your suction machine in your workbook is that it's a miniature vacuum cleaner and serves as deep pore cleanser. It's going to draw out the dirt and impurities and the sebum. Okay. There are a variety of sizes of glass suction cups for different areas of the face. They are known as ventouses, and it's spelled Ventouse. So it looks like she has a flat one that they're using right now. There is a circular one that can be used around the nasal area. Okay. And it kind of works like the same type of, think of how a straw works when you're playing with your juice or something and you put your finger over it and the juice stays in the straw, but when you let go, it actually lets the fluid come out of it. That's basically what you're doing here. There's a little hole on the side of that ventouse, okay? And you use that finger to cover the hole when you want to remove the glass from there, because it is doing a suction kind of pulling sensation on it, okay? And it uses a light suction on thin, dry, aging skin because it's sensitive again. And a stronger suction can be used on oily skin or males, okay? But there are contraindications for this unit, okay? Which are going to be your sensitive skin. Okay. Your rosacea. Thin skin, which goes back to dry, okay? Infected acne condition, or Cooperose and dilated capillaries. Okay, we know because that sensitive and thin skin, okay, that suction is going to be pulling. Now, don't ever get into the habit of thinking that that suction is going to pull out a blackhead. It's not going to. It's not meant to. What it's meant to do is to loosen the follicle wall where that sebum has now dried itself and it's attached to that. So sometimes what happens, it just needs a little bit of lubrication. So you can apply the disincrustation solution on here and then do the same thing, okay, as if you were doing it with the galvanic, but now you're going to use the suction to do it, okay? And then it'll be a lot easier to remove the impaction. That's all it's there for, okay? And you notice the little side thing that says, massage can be eliminated when the suction is used because that suction works as your massage, okay? Yeah, so you don't want to overstimulate somebody by doing massage behind it, okay? Most of the time when we're doing like a galvanic or this, we don't do any massage behind it. Okay. Okay, you know what happens if you pull that suction up there on somebody that has thin skin, because remember what we were doing last week on the microdermabrasion? The microdermabrasion does two little things on there. It actually uses that grit on the outside of the little tip, okay, but it also has a vacuum to suck up the dust, all right? So it works similar to the suction. So if you can do the galvanic, excuse me, the microdermabrasion, you can do the vacuum. They work the same way. Okay, your spray machine is your next one on page 190. Okay, we have these on our unit also. I don't like to use them because it's like a toner that's being sprayed out of there. Okay, and it's just a constant mist. Whereas your toner, you're just pumping when you need it. This one's actually just coming out. You're going to hold the top of that up there and the mist will come out of the end of the container. Okay, when you let go, you unplug that one. But it's an automated spraying device that you can use with your toners. All right, it's a gentle mist of a water-based solution. And it achieves a more thorough cleansing or toning after extractions. That's if you're using what's known as a refreshener. Remember? That one's actually removing any more of that residue from the cleansing part. And then it's going to stimulate nerve endings and cellular metabolism because it's kind of cooling. So it's kind of like closing everything down. You know what I mean? That's why it stimulates the nerves right there. So what I want you to write in there, okay, your spray machine is an AKA atomizer, ATOMIZER. Okay, and it's a gentle mist that achieves a more cleansing and toning after extraction or suction. Okay, the third little block on your spray machine is not on this page, okay? And it's used to assist in clay or mud mask removals. Remember I've told you that sometimes when those clay masks dry, depending on how long they're on there, you might have to put a little toner on there to loosen it up. That's what that's for. That spray will actually loosen up that mask, but you have to put a little, it's called a cuvette, and it looks like a little horseshoe, but it's a tray. And you apply it underneath the client's neck so that any of that moisture that drips will catch it in that little tray. It looks like a bedpan to me, but it's not. It's a smaller unit that goes right into their neck. Okay, and then the last one, it's used after the mask once it's removed. Okay, you're going to use it one more time. So it's to loosen it up, loosen the mask up, and then after you remove the mask, you're going to apply it. Okay, sometimes we don't have that little cuvette. So what we do is I'll wrap towels, you know, roll them up on the sides so it'll catch any of the dripping so it doesn't roll down her neck. Okay. This next one should not be confused with your spray machine, even though it's going to be spraying out a little bit of a cool mist. Okay. This is just going through the things that it helps it with. Our electric pulverizer or our Dr. Lucas. We do have one of these machines. Okay. And I'd even put our toner inside there. Okay, but you can actually, there's a liquid that we do have that it's like herbs. That's the solution that we're going to put inside there. Okay, because it's going to actually spray onto the client's face. Okay, to refresh the skin. It feels like a cool, cold mist, and it sounds like a, I guess, a cappuccino machine when it's first making it. You see the two vials that it's got right there? The one with the long tube in it, that's actually pulling the solution up into the machine, and then the overflow goes into the second glass container right there. So when there's any extra overspray, it will go into that second container. But it does, it hisses like a cappuccino machine. It whistles and it knows when you're going to use it. You have to pick it up by the handle and then underneath of the unit like this. You're already holding it like this because the whole metal part of it is hot, very hot. So you have to be very careful with it. All right, it's also known as the Dr. Lucas spray machine. It's an atomizer that allows the application of herbs, extracts, and astringents applied to the skin with a very fine mist, and it's very cooling because it's not hot, it's cold. It can be used anytime to refresh the skin. It's suitable for all skin types, and the spray is no longer than 1 minute. So you're gonna just like wave it over the face, maybe about 10 inches away from it. All right, so what I want you to put in there where it says electric pulverizer is you're going to put in AKA Lucas spray, the atomizer that allows the application, and then I want you to put in there, it consists of a large metal container or boiler, okay, with 2 removable glass beakers. Okay. So you're gonna put the first 2 bullets on the screen, and then consists of a large metal container or boiler with 2 removable glass beakers. Okay, and it actually does, it hisses when it's ready to be used, so you'll know when it's ready to work it onto the client. And it says the plastic tube draws the solution, okay? The spray is applied 14 to 16 inches away. This is on your workbook already. And you don't need to spray it any longer than a minute. So somebody that had sunburns cannot be spraying that on there. So cool. Maybe calming botanical I could put in that thing. Okay. There's a couple of different solutions you can put in there, but they do have to be water-based. I'm going to turn this over. I think this will go into our cautions. Here it is. There you go. This part I just asked you to put into your book. And the cautions. That first bullet's going to be, do not touch the metal container when you're operating the machines. You're going to have to hold it, your hand flat underneath the unit and hold it by the handle, and you're going to move it like this back and forth over the client's face as it sprays. It says to check the water level periodically. I'm going to You see the top of that unit where there's a little screw on the top part of it, right? You see it at the very top of the unit. It's an actual screw that you undo that and you actually fill it with distilled water. So right behind the handle, there's a little glass vial. I don't know if you can see it. It's very thin. It's about the size of a fuse in your car. Can you see it in that picture? Okay, that's going to be where you would check the water level. So you fill it from the top of the unit and then you check it from the side view. Okay, because it has to have water inside the unit, plus the vial right here has to have it in there. And the third one is going to be remove the plastic tube from the large beaker every few minutes, just so that it doesn't get clogged. So in your workbook, it says beaker 1 will hold the ingredients to be pulverized, okay? And then beaker 2 is going to catch the dripping liquid, like an overflow. So that first one is holds and the second one is catches. And I have this very, very fine wire that actually goes down, okay, at the right above those beakers, there's a metal circular thing. And right above that, there's a little nose that sticks out. Can you see what I'm talking about? All right, there's a fine wire that goes in between that little nozzle, the nose part of it, just so that it doesn't get clogged. So you have to check that also periodically. The unit comes apart in a lot of different pieces, but it is one of those nice little special bell and whistle for a client. It's not something that you have to have. In fact, I think Dermalogica does have something that's equivalent to that. It's a handheld unit that doesn't get hot, but it sprays similar to that one. Okay, and it's a spray of some sort, but you could put Call Me Botanical in there. You can put a couple of different herbs or oils, not oils, but water-based oils, hydro essentials to be used in there. Okay, we should be on page 191, correct, in your workbook?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now we're going to go through your exfoliation equipment. This is a different unit than the one we have here now. We have the portable one. But that exfoliation equipment enhances the level and degree of exfoliation delivered to the skin. Just to give you a quick idea, when we go over the face once, okay, it's called a one pass. When you do it a second time, it's going to be the second pass. Now that first pass means you're doing it horizontally and vertically. That is considered one pass, okay? When you do it the whole thing all over again, that's the second pass. So if somebody's really red from the first one, you don't usually do a second one, okay? So next to your bullets, you're going to write in there, the first one, it enhances the level and degree of exfoliation delivered to the skin. That's your first bullet. And the second one's going to be, it allows the mechanical exfoliation to be delivered at different depths. Okay, it allows the mechanical exfoliation to be delivered at different depths. So basically, it's going to tell you the strength of it by that little knob on the top of the machine, the top one. Okay. Okay, then it has, goes into rotating brush being one of them, which is manual, and then the microdermabrasion machine. Okay. Anytime you use these rotating brushes, before you apply them to the client, you must get them damp in your water bowl first. You never apply a dry brush to a client, okay? So even if you're doing like in the real world, okay, when you're using your exfoliating brush that we use for our scrubs, you make sure that that's wet before you apply the scrub or anything else to the client. You never put the dry one on. For skateboard, it doesn't matter. But for a client, it wants to have a little bit of water on there. Okay. So on your third one, you're just going to put in there that features handheld attachments. Your fourth one is going to be a circular motion, allows for a superficial exfoliation. Let me see if that's, what's she doing in here? Hold on a second. Jackie? Jackie? Tanya. Jackie, or Jessica, you're in the wrong class, hon. Jessica,
Hi.
you're in the wrong class, hon.
Wrong class? Okay.
Yeah, we don't come back on until 1 o'clock, remember?
1 o'clock? I thought it
Yeah,
was 11.
no, that was last week. This week we're back to 1.
So it's 1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right, hon. Okay, I'll have to make sure they get that little message. All right. So your fourth one is a circular motion allows for that superficial exfoliation. And the fifth one, the machine requires, where's this doing this here? Hold on. The machine features different speed settings, like a soft brush that's used for a slow speed for dry, sensitive skin, and then the coarse one is for thicker or oilier skin. Here we go. So on this one, you're going to, on your third, on your exfoliation equipment, that third one should be that features the handheld attachment with a small round brush. Okay, and the second one's going to be, excuse me, circular motion allows for superficial exfoliation and deep cleanse, which is not on here. And then the last one is it features different speed settings. Then those speed settings would be the coarser brush and faster speeds for thick, oily, and slow speed for dry skin. So that all goes into your workbook. I'm going to actually give you your break, okay, for your 10 minutes, and then I will see you back here at 10 after, okay? Wait a minute. Yeah, 10 after. All right, I'll be back. Never mind. Everybody still back here? Are we all back here? Oh, y'all look quiet. Nobody's saying nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna finish my paperwork. All right. You guys haven't taken this test yet, have you?
What
No.
test?
Chapter 6.
No.
No. Okay. I'm just gonna do roll really quick again. All right. Yusara, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Angela, I see you. Jasmine, I just heard you. Griselda. Are you here? Okay, there you go. All right. Stephanie. I'm like, let me find her.
I'm here.
Okay. Because I only get like 4 of you on this page unless I hit the reset button. Diana, I saw you. Okay.
Yeah.
Avery. There you are. Okay. Danielle. On my left. There you are. Okay. And Megan, right? So we got everybody. Megan, are you back in the room? Not yet. Nope. Okay. Megan. She's not coming up in the chat yet either, so. All right. Wait a minute, here we go. There she is. Welcome back. Okay, good, you got it back in there. All right. So let's finish up this little bit left. Okay. Here we go. So it goes into the contraindications for the rotating brush, okay? So the first one's going to be acne in your blocks. The next one is sunburn, rosacea, skin irritation, open cuts, abrasions, or sores, or any type of chemical exfoliation, because this is just a manual exfoliation, but it's still an exfoliation. So you're not going to be doing any of them. Close the door, I'll be right back. It's actually really cold in here. I can't believe that. All right. Next one's going to be your microdermabrasion machine. All right. And this one's the one with the crystals on the side of it. Okay, your microdermabrasion on your first block, it's used to achieve a light resurfacing of the epidermis and consists of a generator with 2 glass containers on either the front or the side of the machine. Okay. All right, and it just basically says it achieves a light resurfacing of the epidermis. Okay, the second one is it's a combination of spraying crystals and suction that exfoliates the top layer of the epidermis. Okay, so it basically depends on the suction, what the level of the suction is, and the spraying. And then how many passes that it actually goes over the face. And then the third one on here, it's recommended for fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, and scarring. So you can't put all 3 of those in there because the first one is the first box. The second one is the third one right there. And then the third one is going to be not on this screen right here, on who it's recommended for, what type of client in skincare. So it's going to be fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, and scarring, because it's actually going to wake up those collagen sheets and start producing it. Because remember, we're losing 1% every year after the age of 24. Not fun. Right, microdermabrasion is a very aggressive exfoliating procedure. So you usually need training before operating any microdermabrasion equipment. Okay, so that's why we were practicing with it. All right, in your container 1 from your book, this one's going to be filled with the aluminum oxide crystals. Aluminum oxide crystals. Come back up. Okay, the second container is going to hold the used aluminum oxide crystals. Okay, so the one's got the clean ones, the clean crystals. The second container is going to have the dirty ones. All right, see, it's a whole lot different when we're using that machine as opposed to when we have the little handheld unit. I even seen like one that looks like a little wand that actually works. I wonder how well they will actually work though. They're selling them this year at Christmas time for like a lot of the beauty things for like under 20 bucks or something like that. All right, we're going to go into the additional treatment equipment. Okay, your skincare center should have the following in there: an electric mask, which would be used for the iontophoresis, the heat mask. It's also the same thing as the treatment Mittens and Booties, but it's for the face. Okay. Then we have the paraffin heating unit, which we've got to try that last week, no, the week before. And then you have your wax heating. So paraffin is the one that goes on your skin that smells like peach. And then the wax heating one is for the hair removal unit, which is on the right-hand side of that picture. You also have a hot towel cabinet. And then you have a multifunction machine. If you don't have a multifunction machine, you'll probably have portable galvanic, portable high frequency, portable, and Woods lamp, all of those, but they all basically replace the equipment that's on the multifunction machine. Okay, so on your workbook, you have that electric mask. Okay, you're just going to put in there. It produces a warm, moist heat at a comfortable temperature. Okay, a warm, moist heat at a comfortable temperature. So it's applied over the face on top of a pre-cut terry cloth. Sometimes you can use a gauze sheet. Okay, and it produces that warm, moist heat. It's going to soften the skin. It's going to deepen the product penetration. It's going to liquefy the grease deposits, and it's going to moisturize the dry skin. Okay, the contraindications to this is the sensitive skin because it's too warm for them. The acne, you don't want that warm heat in there because it's going to cause more acne. Rosacea, the face is going to be too red and warm anyways. And couperose, you don't want to dilate any more capillaries. Okay, you don't want to spread them and break them. So that heat mask is good for galvanic when it's used in the first step instead of the negative pole. You would use a heat mask and no polarity. Okay, and then the second step would be the positive electrode, okay, with some type of toner or closing or serum into that. You're going to force that product into the skin for people that have drier skin. Because remember, the galvanic, okay, uses the negative at the beginning. Okay, that's to soften the sebum in the follicle so that you can get the impaction out. But if you have somebody that has dry skin, you're going to have to use a heat mask for them instead. And they both receive the positive in the second half of the treatment. You got understand what I'm saying now, Danielle? Because you were looking like, okay, because you can't flip them. Most people will think, okay, if I put negative first, then when I do my dry skin, then I'm going to put positive first. But that's not how it works. You have to remember the negative is for softening, okay, and the positive is for closing. Okay. And the only ways that you can soften is through the negative or through heat. Okay, both of those will work. Here's your treatment mittens and booties. You've all seen these. Okay, after you've given a hand massage, maybe you can actually leave the massage cream on, put little clear plastic baggies on, and then stick their hands into these booties or their feet, depending on what you're going to do. More than likely, it's going to be hands because we don't have anything to clean the feet. Because you do want to clean their hands before you apply it. So, electrically heated mittens and booties, they're slipped onto the hands and feet. You're going to use disposable plastic liners, and it's going to allow for deeper penetration of the products because some of our hands are just as nasty as our face sometimes, okay? Especially in this weather from going outside where it's very cold and it's warm inside, the hands and the face take the brutal of it because it's skin. So we can actually make their hands look and feel much better when they leave here, okay? We don't charge an extra fee for that if you choose to practice that, but if you're going to do it in the real world, I would just certainly charge an additional charge for that part. Okay, I would call it like my supreme facial or something like that when I added all the extra goodies to it, you know, and then I have something that's just for a minimum facial. Okay, these also have contraindications, these 2 units. So let's go through the paraffin one here. Okay, this is that electric container. Ours is in the silver one, right? That melts the blocks of paraffin wax used in the face, hand, and foot and body treatments. It's moisturizing and relaxing. It can be effective treatment for dry skin, but it's also going to increase the rate of penetration of the products used, and it's going to warm the skin. So we've used it on the back, we've used it on the hands, we've used it on the face. These are other areas that you can use that on. What's kind of sad is that in the medical field, they use these still for like physical therapy. All right, and these people come in, I watched them because when I went in there after my carpal tunnel, I was like in just shock. I could, at least when we were giving a manicure and a pedicure, the hands and feet were washed, okay, before we even did that. And we're not allowed to dip our hands and feet into it like we used to. But the medical field can, and they don't even wash their hands or the feet. And let me tell you, that temperature is not hot enough to kill bacteria because it needs to be 212 to kill the bacteria. It's not going to be that hot because that's boiling water or boiling heat. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're now still doing this to this day. People walk in off, like just got off work, especially the guys, and they're like, oh, I need to put my hands in that wax. So they just dip their hands in it. And I'm like, your hands are filthy. Don't you even think about washing them before you put it in there? But in our field now, we're not allowed to dip them. So what you have to do is paint it on the hands or feet with a brush. Then you're going to put the plastic bag around it. Or sometimes they will pour the wax into the baggie when it cools off a little bit, slip their hand in there, and then kind of work the plastic around on their hand. Okay, so it molds next to it. And it's not as nice as putting your own hand in it, but If you're doing it for yourself at home, these are another one of those gifts that you can get for like under 20 bucks at Christmas time. They have these little heaters that you can actually use. So it's kind of nice. Like I'm gonna keep one at my house all the time. And when I get up in the morning, my hands are gonna feel so nice. And then I've already told you the other things you can use it for. Okay, so moving on to your wax heating unit. Okay, this is a designed heating container to melt the wax for hair removal. Okay, this has a temperature control on it. Okay, so if yours is a low temperature wax, you always want to keep it on the low side. Those of you that are using the hard wax for both soft and hard, you know what I'm talking about, that purple that Jasmine just got, you still want to keep them at low temperatures always. Okay, you don't ever cook those things ahead of time. So let's say you have somebody waiting for a service and your wax isn't melted. Let it melt the way it's supposed to within about 15 minutes, because if you don't, you're going to burn the wax and it's not going to work the way that you want it to work. Okay, so I do know that the blue one changes colors. It almost turns like a green if it's been overcooked. And you have to remember to adjust that temperature when the wax starts to go low in the pot, because there isn't that much in there. It doesn't need to stay at that same temperature. Okay, now on your paraffin unit, that doesn't have a heating element on it. Okay, it doesn't tell you how hot it gets. It gets to a certain temperature and that's where it stays. These, for the wax and hair removal, they actually do have a temperature gauge for it. And some of the hard waxes and some of the waxes need to be turned up pretty high. Okay, but not the ones we've been using in here. So always follow the manufacturer's directions on heating your wax. Here we come to your hot towel cabinet. Okay. Now you know why you have to roll your towels up. That's how you have to put them in there so that you can get as many as possible in that unit. All right. It's a heated cabinet with a control temperature. All right. It's going to keep your towels very warm and moist. They are used to remove products from the skin and face and body, and it needs to be disinfected each day after we're using it. So you just wipe the inside of it and leave the door open from the day that we've used it before. I need to explain how those towels work. Sometimes, let's just say you're getting a client or you're actually going to work on each other and you need those towels like boom, boom, boom hot, okay? By doing so, you leave a little bit of that water still left in that towel. You don't squeeze all the water out, right? But you really should anyways, because the longer that towel sits in there with that extra moisture in there, that moisture starts to boil. So they get really too hot in there, okay? But if you put them in and squeeze all the water out first and put them in, it just takes a little bit longer for them to stay warmer, okay? Just give it a little time, okay? It saves from trying to burn your hand trying to pull the towel out or using that towel on the client and burn them, okay? So just be really careful. If you leave any water in there and the longer those towels sit in that cabinet, the hotter they're going to get. Okay. Additional treatment equipment. This is a multifunction machine. Remember, they can come in 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, and then 17, I think. Okay, so ours is 17 here at the school. It's designed to feature a combination of different electrical units. It will include mag light, steamers, rotating brushes, suction, your spray machine, and anything that can possibly fit on that little tiny unit. The more, like say up to 17, the more units you have on that unit, the more equipment that you have. I'm just kind of lucky that the unit that we have, actually each piece comes out by itself, except when it gets to like the high frequency and the galvanic, there's like 2 switches on one of those little things. So you're actually only going to lose 2 of them if you have to send something off to be fixed. Do you see what I mean? That's why I didn't like the units before, because if you had to ship it off, look at this one right here in the picture, you'd have to ship that whole unit off because it doesn't come apart easily. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you broke your steamer, well, the steamer's connected to the unit, so I'd have to send the whole unit off to get fixed, and I'd be down a lot of pieces of equipment. As opposed to if it was individually put together, I can just ship off the part that needs to be shipped off, and I can still work with the rest of it. All right, and move on. These are your guidelines, okay? All right, so you're going to cover the electrodes that come in contact with the skin with damp cotton, and then you're going to discard them after each use, or before the treatment using your galvanic current. You want to clean your glass electrodes with disinfectant solution after you've washed them with soap and water. And it says never use alcohol on these glass electrodes because it's not going to clean it. And then always read the manufacturer's directions and follow them carefully. I told you about the answer you're going to put on state board when they ask you about electrical equipment and how to disinfect them. Do you remember the answer I gave you? What do you use to disinfect electrical equipment?
It's the manufacturer's guidelines, right?
Yeah, it's like use a specific product and follow the manufacturer's guidelines because every one of them is different. So you have to just follow what it basically says. Okay, and that's the answer you have to give in there, not whatever other option they give you in there. Okay. And then I think we're going to go through infection control here and then some questions. So, all right. You're going to clean the aesthetic implements using a UV sanitizer, sterilizer, or autoclave. You're going to maintain clean and sanitary dust-free surfaces. You're going to wipe down the arms of the steamer after each use using distilled or filtered water only. And then clean all your brush attachments in hot water, pat them dry, disinfect them in the solution for 10 minutes, and then you're basically going to rinse them one more time, and then you're going to let them dry. Okay. By the way, the new NIC sheet is up at board. I printed it out today, so this week you will practice the new program. Okay, but you can pull it up if you want to by just going to the website. All right, you go to the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology website and look for the NIC, N-I-C exam, and it'll give you practical.
Miss Janie, for the three of us who are testing out on Thursday, do we have to do the new one? Because
Yeah.
okay.
Only because, you know what I mean? Only because, and it's going to be just the same. I'm going to guide you through that. What's different is that the first part of it, it's giving you 25 minutes and you're going to do a cleanse, an exfoliation, a massage, and a mask. You're going to do all of those, okay, in the first op. So it's not so hard. If you need me to, I can take pictures of it and send it, but you can do the same thing by going onto the website and pulling up the next sheet, okay? You just go up to the website and it says applicants. You click on that and it'll say exam information, okay? And then you're going to look for the NIC sheet, examination. Okay, and that will actually pull up. It's like 17 pages, but it's not 17 pages. You've seen what my copy looks like. Okay, the one I use when I grade you guys and I'm talking, giving you instruction, that's basically where it's at. It has the new one posted up there today. Okay, that might be something that I'll have you guys all do for homework today is to read that and tell me the differences. All right, let's go through these here. I want to get through the questions so I can give you test questions tonight. All right. We're going to just answer these really quick, okay? A measurement of the degree of magnification is also known as, anybody remember? A measurement of degree.
Diopter?
Yes. Okay. Then it says, what skin analysis equipment uses not only light and magnification, but also violet rays or a black light to analyze the skin conditions?
The wood lamp?
Yes. Okay. The piece of skin analysis equipment that allows things to be seen on the surface, otherwise invisible by the naked eye. Huh?
Magnifying lamp.
Yes. Let's see. A blank sprays lukewarm diffused vapor mist onto the surface of the skin. Your steamer.
Facial steamer.
Yeah, that's it. All right. A unique atomizer that allows for the application of herbs, extracts, or astringents to be carried to the skin in a fine mist called. You can use Dr. Lucas, but what's the other name it says? Electric pulverizer?
Electrical.
Okay. 6, that is a blank machine that achieves a light resurfacing of the epidermis.
Microdermabrasion?
Yes. Okay, and an electric container that melts blocks of paraffin for use in the face, hands, foot, and body treatments is called?
Paraffin heating unit.
What was it?
The paraffin heating unit.
Yes, yeah, the paraffin heating unit. Okay, and a blank is a heating container that melts wax for hair removal.
Wax heating unit.
Yep. Okay, and a machine that is designed and spray machine is called? What was the last machine we talked about?
Multifunction machine.
Yes, good. And then wipe down the arms of the steamer using?
Hot towels.
Yeah, and with a disinfectant spray, right? All right, let's go through these answers really quick. Okay, the first one was the diopter. Okay, the second one was the woods lamp. Got those right. Then we got the mag light and the facial steamer. We got all those right. Got the electric pulverizer, which was also that Dr. Lucas, microdermabrasion, paraffin heating unit, and a waxing heating unit.
Miss Jenny, can you go up again, please? Number 4.
Okay. Facial steamer. Okay. 5 was the electric pulverizer. 6, the microdermabrasion. 7, the paraffin heating unit. And 8 was the wax heating unit. Okay. This is like a quick review of what we just discussed.
Yeah.
Okay. The multifunction was number 9, and wipe down after each use. So I was wrong on that one, saying the disinfectant. All right, I'm going to give you test questions today. You won't be taking the test until Thursday when you come in. Okay, but you can do definitions of these notes so that you'll have something as a study guide. Okay, and I'm going to have you give me the 4 things that you want to see done this week. Okay, as far as procedures, or if you want to see something again, put that down. All right. Also, you're going to do, you're going to go to the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology website. Okay, and you're going to review and show me the changes. Tell me what the changes are from what we were doing the first time as to what they're doing now as far as board. So you'll go to the aesthetics NIC sheet for the practical exam. Okay, and I'll write this all in a zip whip. Okay, when the class is over. All right. All right. Take out a piece of paper so I can go over test questions with you for electricity. And they're going to be 50 on this one. So let me get through this here. Okay, everyone ready? I'm gonna stop the share here. There we go. Hi, y'all back now. Okay, I just now got that. What about the private area? What do you mean? I'm sorry, I didn't understand that message. Where'd she go? Sorry. Was that supposed to be really private part?
Yeah. So when we were talking about steamers and you had asked about sensitive areas.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a
know if
sensitive
anyone
area.
has heard about the whole
Vaginal,
private area
yeah.
steaming that they came out with the herbs.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
somebody
why
got burned
I
from
had
it
brought it up.
too. Yeah, somebody got burned from it too.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
It's like, oh my God. Okay, and I thought I was just crazy, just dipping. Okay, you know, so that's a little bit. I won't go that far. I don't want to do a vaginal facial.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. My computer's about to die. I need to grab my plug, so hold on in case I end up, you know.
The first time I heard that, I was like, what are you trying to do? Cause an infection? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Think about it. All that's doing is causing an area to become, you know, for an infection. I'm like, no. Okay, you ready for number 1? All right, the first question is, what is the form of energy that produces light, heat, magnetic, and chemical changes? It's called electricity. That's the first answer you're going to write, electricity.
Where, Miss Jenny, where?
You're going to write it on a separate piece of paper. You're going to write the word electricity.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're going to do 50 of these, okay? Okay, number,
Electricity.
yes, electricity is number 1. Okay. Number 2, a constant current in which electrons move at an even rate and flow in only one direction is known as direct current. You're going to write that one down, direct current. Okay, 3, of the following terms, which indicates the number of cycles per second that a generator alternates the current? This is a Hertz rating. Hertz rating. Okay. Number 4 is a not question. So write not in front of it so that you know what this one is, okay? All right, which of the following materials does not transport electricity easily? Plastic is the answer, plastic. Since this is recorded, you can go back to it and get these, you know, again. Okay, you're sorry if you missed something.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you.
All right. Number 5 is also a not question. Okay. Or excuse me.
Number 6.
Yes,
No.
number 6. No. Number 5.
Five plastic. 5 plastic. Now number 6.
No, that was before, right? You had electricity, direct current is 2, Hertz rating is 3. We're on 5 now. Not 6 yet. You, Sarah?
Yeah, we are in
Okay.
6, no?
No, we're on 5.
5 plastic. 5 plastic.
No, 4 was plastic.
4 plastic. Oh, okay. Okay, 5.
Right? We had electricity, direct current, Hertz rating, and plastic.
Okay.
Now we're on 5.
Okay.
All right. It's also a not question. A material that does not allow the current to pass through it is known as an insulator. Insulator. Okay. 6. Which of the following measurements is a unit of electrical strength? An amp. Amp.
What?
Okay. 7. Which?
No, 6, please.
7.
6.
Which of the following measurements is 6 is amp, AMP.
Okay.
Okay, 7. Which of the following terms is a unit of electrical pressure? Volt, volt, V-O-L-T. 8. A unit of electrical resistance is known as an ohm, O-H-M. 9. The following units, which measures how much energy is being used, is known as a watt, W-A-T-T. Okay. 10. Which of the following is a path on which electricity leaves the source and travels to an appliance in order to provide that power? It's called a closed path. Closed path. Okay. 11. When a closed path is broken, it is called an open circuit. Open circuit. 12. Which of the following is the technical term for any appliance that requires electricity in order to work? This is known as a load. L-O-A-D, load. 13 is going to be a never question. In the event that a fire results from an overload, the esthetician should never extinguish the fire with water. Okay. Extinguish the fire with water. 14. What safety device prevents electrical wires from overheating? A fuse, F-U-S-E. 15. Which of the following safety devices breaks the flow of current when an overload occurs? This is a circuit breaker. Circuit breaker. Okay. This is yours. Okay. Because Connie was asking about that earlier. Okay. Okay, 16, correct? Which type of shock passes through a small part of the body and can cause burns and muscle contractions? It's known as local shock. Local shock. Seventeen. Which type of shock passes through the nervous system, causing the heart to stop, breathing to cease, and the muscles to convulse? General shock. General shock. Eighteen. Which treatment to the skin consists of the application of electrical currents? It's known as electrotherapy. Electrotherapy. 19. What's another name that represents electrical current? It's modality. Modality. M-O-D-A-L-I-T-Y. 20. The only constant direct current of low voltage and high amperage that produces an electrochemical effect is identified as galvanic current. Galvanic current. "21 is an accept question. Okay. All of the following treatments involve the use of galvanic current except, and it's violet ray. Violet ray. Which one's the violet ray? Anybody remember?
High frequency.
Yes, good. All right, 22. Which of the following is a treatment in which the deeper layers of the epidermis are built up or nourished? It's known as iontophoresis. I-O-N T-O-P-H-O-R-E-S-I-S. Iontophoresis. 23, a type of phoresis process that allows alkaline to skin when it's galvanic current in the negative pole is known as anaphoresis. Okay, 20.
Miss Janie, you're like completely cutting out.
Yeah, it cut it out, Nurse Jenny.
Like everything you just said for the last like minute, it kept freezing and lagging. So
Yeah,
we
it's
missed most
freezing.
of it.
She got kicked out. She's not in the Zoom right now.
Okay, well she must have lost her internet.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I did lose it there for a minute. What's up, hon?
Yeah.
Most of what you were just saying wasn't heard just because it kept cutting out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question.
Last thing I heard was the anaphoresis, and then that was it.
We stuck in 23.
We stopped on what, 23?
23, yeah,
Hold
23.
on, let me go back. Okay, a type of phoresis process that allows an alkaline solution to enter the skin when assisted by the galvanic current and the negative pole is known as anaphoresis. Did you get that one? I can't see her. Avery? Can you say see me?
You're still cutting out, Miss Janie.
Hello? Yes, it's getting crazy. I know, that's what it says right here. That's why I'm waiting. I lost Avery though.
Oh no, I'm right here. Sorry. I heard the
Here, let me
anaphoresis.
just- Okay. So then the next,
24, yeah, now 24.
and that one is going. 24, all right.
Yeah.
Which of the terms
Still freezing,
What?
Miss Jenny. I think your computer cold like you.
what'd you say, Sarah?
It's freezing. One more.
Okay. Still freezing, you guys?
Yeah.
No, yours is acting up now.
Now okay. Now okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 24.
24. Which of the following terms identifies a positively charged electrode? Ode. And
What the
Anode.
answer? The answer. I can hear the answer.
Okay, 25. A
No,
negatively
24. I can hear 24,
Anode.
please. Oh my God.
Anode.
And oh, okay.
The answer for 28. E.
Miss Jeannie, your computer is still cutting out really bad.
Okay. See that, Angela? Yeah. Like, there's my chat. Okay. All right. Am I still breaking up to you guys?
Now okay.
Yes?
But yeah, but
Okay.
when you started, it's freezing one more.
Okay. So we need 25 then, right?
No, 24, please. I can. Again, please, 24.
I give you 24. Anode. ANODE. Okay, 25 is a negatively charged electrode is called a cathode. Cathode, CATHODE.
Okay.
26, which type of alternating current can be adjusted to different voltages to produce heat? It's known as the high frequency current. High frequency current. How you doing, Angela? Is it okay or what? What's going on? I'm okay? All right. 27, the narrow space between the electrode and the skin. Germicidal healing and drying effect during your high frequency gap. SPARK. Electrode in your skin, it's that little lightning bolt, so it's targeting that specific area, or you roll up the gauze and you place it down on top of it and it creates that gap. That's what it is. I saw that face like, what? Yeah.
Miss Jenny, you
All
cut
right,
out again.
28. Which of the following is current?
Miss Jeannie, your computer is still cutting out really bad. It's like going in and out. Like it's fine for a second and then it goes out.
Out. I'm gonna block out and then come back into the room, okay? So hang in there. Close it.